After listening to the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, Professor Kithure Kindiki, yesterday, his statement begs two good questions. Let us listen to him before we proceed.
Ignore everything else. Ignore everything else. Completely. Completely. Just ignore everything else. Yeah. Don't fall into the trap of triviality and small things and small issues and little things and so forth.
Now that is the statement from the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, and it begs two good questions. Number one, should he continue to suffer in President William Samoei Arap Ruto's government, or should he tender his resignation as Kenya's Deputy President? All is not well in the Kenya Kwanza coalition. In politics, if there is a rumor, you must be very careful. There is an allegation that is being mistreated by those who are close to President William Samoei Arap Ruto. That is not a laughing matter. In this video, I want us to discuss 4 good reasons as to why the Deputy President should continue to suffer, or he should tender his resignation as Kenya's Deputy President. But before you do that, in case this is your first time, support us by subscribing and turning on the notification bell. We are on a mission to 6,000 subscribers. Thank you. Number 1. Rigathi Gachagua was impeached because he had no numbers in both the National Assembly and the Senate. The same thing applies to the current Deputy President, Professor Kithure Kindiki. Do you think he has got numbers to defend him in the National Assembly and the Senate? If at all, those who are close to President William Samoei Arap Ruto want to impeach him, do you think he can survive? Do you think the ODM brigade will defend Deputy President Professor Kithure Kindiki? And that is why I am saying he should either resign or tender his resignation, or he should continue to suffer in silence. Because he can suffer in silence because he's telling us to ignore everything, and the Kenyans will ignore everything, because that is what the Deputy President is telling Kenyans to do. He may be having supporters who might be interested to understand what is going on in the Kenya Kwanza administration. But if you tell us to ignore everything, then that means the Deputy President will continue to suffer in silence, which is very dangerous. When Rigathi Gachagua was able to understand that he is not wanted in this administration, the one thing that he did, that I always say that was the worst mistake, was to fight to the end. And he's still fighting. But the reality on the ground, it was clear that those people were intending to impeach him. I know Professor Kithure Kindiki is a smart guy. He cannot wait until things get hot in the Kenya Kwanza administration. The second reason that I strongly feel the Deputy President should continue to suffer in silence, or should tender his resignation, is that politics is about numbers. What are you bringing on the table? As we speak, Mount Kenya is failing to rally behind the current Deputy President, Professor Kithure Kindiki. And President William Samoei Arap Ruto is making his calculations. He's calculating his political moves before 2027, and he is asking himself, what will Deputy President Professor Kithure Kindiki bring on the table in 2027? So he knows very well that everything is not all right. Politically speaking, everything is not okay in the Kenya Kwanza administration. They are working on their political equation. They are adding those figures, but they're not seeing anywhere that the current deputy president is going to add value to them before 2027. And therefore, the deputy president can only do two things: tender your resignation letter, two, continue to suffer in silence, because you are telling the rest of Kenyans and your supporters to ignore everything. When the kitchen is getting hot, wacha kuvumilia, because if you continue to behave like that, Kenyans will forget about you. They will know that everything is okay, yet you are suffering in that administration. The third reason that I strongly feel the deputy president should continue to suffer in silence or tender his resignation is about 2027. Will he be President William Samoei Arap Ruto's running mate in 2027? Do you think those who are close, ODM and other people that are now in William Samoei Arap Ruto's political circle, do you think they will allow the president to make Professor Kithure Kindiki his running mate in 2027? And they all know that Mount Kenya block is gone. It is gone completely. It is not in President William Samoei Arap Ruto's political equation. It is not going to change their mind. They have made up their mind that the president betrayed them. So the deputy president has got two options. Number one, tender his resignation. Two, continue to suffer in silence. Then lastly, Rigathi Gachagwa's phobia. Why do I say that Rigathi Gachagwa's phobia? Those people are close to the deputy president. They are in fear of Rigathi Gachagua. They know that Rigathi Gachagua is a great mobilizer on the ground. They know that. So that Rigathi Gachagwa's phobia is there. And that will make the deputy president to continue to suffer in silence. Because those who are close to the former deputy president will always mock him if he decides to tender his resignation, or if he continues to allow himself to suffer in government. That is just my opinion. In case you have any counter opinion, feel free to share in the comment section and I will be reading your feedback. Now, I promised at the end of my videos to carry out civic education. This is what you need to do. You need to register as a voter. You need to demonetize politics as soon as possible. And lastly, you need to vote for a policy. Bye for now. I will see you in the next video.